So we've calculated interest, we've calculated time, and we've calculated principal. So the last one to try and figure out is calculating an unknown interest rate. So Sierra is completing her tax form, and she knows that she earned $30.21 in simple interest from her bank. And she remembers investing $1,200 in the bank for 1 year, but she can't remember the interest rate. So let's see if we can calculate that for her. So let's write down what we do know in this problem. We know that the interest she made was $30.21. We know that the amount she invested, or the principal, is $1,200. We don't know the interest rate. That's the big unknown. That's the question mark. And we know the time is 1 year. So if we go to our formula again, I equals P times R times T. Let's plug in everything we know. The interest is $30.21. The principal is $1,200 times R times time, which is 1. Now in the last problems, we multiplied the numbers together on the right-hand side, and we can do that too. We can rearrange this so that the numbers are together and the variable, or the little r, is separate. So let me show you what that looks like. $30.21, 1,200 times 1 times r. So I just rearranged these to be next to each other so I can multiply them easily. And 1,200 times 1 is just 1,200. And now, just like in the last one, we want to get r all by itself, so we're going to divide by 1,200 on both sides. What you do to one side, you've got to do to the other. Cancels on this side, and we get an interest rate of 0.0251. Now that is as a decimal, and we usually write interest rates as a percentage when we tell people what the interest rate is. It's so and so percent. So that means instead of dividing by 100, like we've done in all the rest of the problems, we're going to multiply by 100 to change it to a percent. So 2.51%. So let's practice makes perfect. So let's try this one more time. Aubrey is charged $23.22 simple interest. So right at the get-go, we know that the interest for this problem is $23.22. And it's for a credit card bill that was overdue by a month. So here we're told the time is a month. 1 month, but remember our times also always have to be in years. So we have to change that to 1 month out of 12. Next, we are told she had $1,250 worth of purchases. So that's like the principal, or the amount that was borrowed, or in this case not invested, but that's the principal. And we're going to talk a little bit more about loans in next lessons. So what was the interest rate? So I equals P, interest rate is what we don't know, big question mark, times R times T. So the interest was $23.22. The principal, or the amount she borrowed, is $21,250 times the interest rate times the time, and time was 1 out of 12. So what we're going to do is we're going to rearrange this so these two are together next to each other to multiply in the next line. So 23.22, 1250 times 1 divided by 12 times r. So I'm just writing those numbers side by side so then I can now pick up my calculator and calculate what this piece is. So 23.22 equals 104.167. So we got that number by multiplying by 1 and then dividing by 12. Last step is I want to get R all by itself, so I'm going to divide by 104.167 on both sides. Cancels out on the right side, and on the left I get interest rate is 0.222. Now that's not written as a percent with a percent symbol, so remember we've got to multiply by 100 to get 22.2%. That's how much, and that's pretty typical, how much credit card companies will charge. It's pretty scary stuff.